right. Welcome back.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the Psychic Shari YouTube channel. Another good show for you ahead. Of course, Sherry's going to be doing her psychic readings for anybody that's interested in that. We don't have a mini reading. We've got part 2 of our a resident ghost whisperer. I think we've decided she's a ghost whisperer.
Yeah.
Uh, Charlene Bussey. We'll be talking to her. Part 2. Very interesting lady. Um, we've got Sherry's mailbag if we've got some time. Got a couple of people, but um, we'll see if we've got time. Usually, we've got plenty of people here that come to the chats that
Yeah.
want something. So we'll see how that goes. Then we're gonna, people like those alphabet messages. You
Yeah.
know, we're gonna do those. We skipped it a couple of times, but we did it last week, and I think we should make time to do those because they're really
Yeah.
interesting. I kind of like them.
Hmm.
And then finally, Sherry's going to be giving readings to anybody tuning in live here that posts a request in the chat. Just don't post say hi because we'll say hi back. That doesn't mean you want a
Yeah.
reading. And Sherry doesn't want to invade anybody's privacy and give you a reading if you didn't want one. So make sure you post. And also, if you got a username that's like CJK2856, in your comment, put your first name. That way, we can address you as whatever your first name, Bill or Sue or
Yeah.
Gene, instead of CJW 8936. So put your first name and that you want a reading, and we will make some time for you.
Okay.
Now we may not get to you immediately, but we'll make sure we'll get to everybody that wants a reading that comes on the show right now. We will make sure that people get a reading before we sign off. So
Yeah.
don't worry about that. Let's take a look. We got one left. Shine Truth.
Hi, how are you?
I believe that's Charlotte.
Yeah. Hi,
Um,
Charlotte.
we did a reading with Charlotte. You did a reading with Charlotte
Yeah.
weeks back. We've got that. That's coming up, scheduled for actually the 14th of
Okay.
January. So we'll
Okay.
get that out there. Charlotte, I had to like edit it down because it was a long one. So I had to snip it down to about 12, 15 minutes so that, we don't spend too much time on a mini read and not enough time on the people coming in here that are actually looking for the reading.
Right.
So looking forward to that too. While people start to arrive, why don't we go ahead and get to Charlotte or Charlene?
Charlene. Yeah.
Charlene Busey.
Busey. Yeah.
Um, this is part 2. Part 1, we talked a lot about her experiences and her, uh, interactions with the ghost.
Yeah.
In this part 2, we continue with that. So take a look, see what you think.
Okay. People, if they're listening to this, they're probably like, "Oh my God, what if I had a young child that died and they didn't know to go to the light?" Um, what I gathered through the years is that everyone is met with their guides. No one is left alone when they cross over. So everyone has the opportunity to get to the light, but the people that you're dealing with refuse to go. Is that correct?
Or they don't know they can go, or they're afraid of what they will find. They're afraid of judgment
Right.
for what they have done. And it's, yeah, you will get a life review, but it's not a judgment like, oh, you're going to have to stand upside down on your head in this pile of mud forever. No, 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 no. And sometimes you just have to convince them that we go on and it's not a bad thing. Sometimes people will refuse to go if they have unfinished business. Okay. One person wouldn't leave because they couldn't find his will because he had hidden it He had hidden it so that nobody would, and I don't think he thought he was going to pass before he could get it out of the wall again. Actually, he had it behind some boards, and it was like in a ceiling. And he wanted people to know where it was. And he kept knocking and rapping and knocking, and they were going nuts. And he was just trying to show them where he had tucked his will away. Yeah.
Did
So
they find it?
Oh yeah. He had unfinished business, and that's why he was staying. It's like to try and help. Now I've never dealt with a murder victim, not a spirit murder victim, but I have read and talked to other people, and sometimes spirits who have met a tragic end, whether they were murdered or thought they were murdered, they want to see justice done for the situation.
Right.
They want to see whoever did this to, I won't say get their just desserts, but one of the feelings is that so you don't ever do this to anybody else. So you can't hurt anybody else again. I want you to be brought to justice. And they will stay until that person is in court or judged before they will move on. And you're right, as far as passing into the light, like the light tunnel, almost everyone is met by deceased family members, old friends that they know that have passed on. Guides, guardians, angels will, reach out. Excuse me. Will reach out to them to say, "Come on, go with us." But some folks, they don't see anybody. And what you can do in that situation is you call for their family. You call for loved ones. And if you're not getting any response, you call for guides. You call for spiritual helpers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because nobody's ever left unloved or uncared for. Nobody. Our situations aren't all the same once we get over to the other side. Some people are not going to have quite the field of flowers that they hoped for. They may have to do some hard time making up for some of the things that they did on the earth plane, but nobody's ever thrown away. No one's punished, and the ideas that we have of what, quote, hell and the devil are like are from paintings and from other people's ideas. They're not written anywhere. The hellfire and damnation thing is a, I won't say a made up thing, but it's an invented thing. Even Satan, even the devil, Lucifer, he's not the king of hell. He was an angel thrown out of heaven. He's, I won't say discarded. That's not right. He was barred from heaven. He wasn't thrown out, and he's not the king of hell. He's just not down there. He's just in a situation like everyone else that's had trouble. Everybody else that's gone against the spiritual laws and the laws of nature and the laws of God. Okay.
So, what about people that uh, have addictions or
Okay.
act evil in
Okay, yeah.
they
We got two situations. We got two situations going with addictions, okay? Whether it be gambling or cocaine, it doesn't matter. If you're addicted to something on earth, some of those folks will go out looking for other people that they can affect and literally, take them to the bar and go drinking for them or whatever else their addiction might have been.
So they take over their body, or
They kind of latch onto them.
They latch onto them. That's right. And encourage them to go above and beyond what they ordinarily would, beyond the 2 beer limit. They would, drink until they were drunk, or which would not be their personality, but it's because this individual has attached themselves to them and is drawing them into this. Then there are folks that do pass, that do make that transition to the spirit world, and there's help there for them. there is help. If you, yeah, me and
I
my
was gonna
cookie
say, so
addiction.
there's AA on the other side. There's
Yeah, well, I
Gamblers
was thinking about
Anonymous.
Cookies Anonymous. That's mine.
You know, what brought to mind is like in casinos, you know,
Oh
there's a
yeah.
lot of drinking, a lot of gambling going on,
Oh
and there's
yeah.
a lot of, you know,
There's some
wanderers
there's some
who at bars.
there are definitely some stray spirits trying to latch on to
Mm.
someone that is possibly not of a strong-minded or strong-willed person, but somebody that's open to that sort of thing. Oh yeah. Latch on. Let's
You
grab
know,
it.
Sherry, you went to that Zach Baggins.
I was just thinking that.
You say you've got an attachment. You brought an attachment home with you.
Yeah.
Charlene, how do you prevent attachments from following you home?
I've never had to deal with that, but I think some of it may have to deal with the fact that I have spirits around me all the time in a protection bubble. And they probably say, no, not you. No, not you. Go. And I've not brought anything home with me. And I tell them before I would leave a circumstance, leave a situation, nobody can come home with me. Whether that's reading old tombstones, and I've done that. In Salem, Massachusetts, I actually made rubbings of old tombstones, which were fascinating. I'd say nobody can come with me. Nobody can leave their circumstances here. So I'm going home alone, and that's it. And when I leave, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't had anybody try to attach to me, but I think I would probably just send in my crew. Say, okay, that's it.
Hmm. Sometimes I think I knew a lady once, and I can't think of her name, and I bet you know her too. Um, but she would like a lot of times, a lot of spirits will seem to group together. Um, and she would like I'd be with her, like we'd be driving or something. She'd go, "Okay, I just crossed over 20," and I'm like, "Well, how do you do that? Like
Mhm.
more than one at a time, kind of crossing them over." Everybody crosses them over in a different way. I do know that.
Mhm. I've never run into a herd of spirits like that, but
Okay.
I do know of some folks that do work that way. I know, but it's not. I find that spirits come to me one, maybe two at a time, and that's all I've ever experienced. Um, I did find a lost spirit one time. It was in an apartment house, and the spirit had lived in the apartment next door. And he was so confused. And he'd picked up another spirit on the way that was part of this apartment building. And both of them were just they didn't know where to go, what to do. And they were going back and forth between the apartments in the wall because and they had this one group of people whose apartment they had never lived in. They had them just totally baffled and confused, like, what the heck is going on? So we don't know, even once I introduced the spirit, they said, we don't know these people. It's because they belonged next door.
Oh wow. Mm.
Yeah, belonged next door. And apartments, you know how many apartments just look so much alike. Big gray stone block buildings. That was it. No, nothing distinctive about them. Hi, here we are.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Great.
Well, and I
Oh
think
yeah.
they get attracted to you because of the what you do too. It's like you're
Hmm.
broadcasting out there. They're like, "Hey, this might be somebody that can help me."
Hmm.
They
And I go into that situation with that. I'm here to help. I'm here to do what I can to help you. You know, not to cause any confusion or stir things up, just to help you move on for a better situation.
Yeah, I know you've been doing this for decades, but um, is there one encounter or one event that just really scared you?
Mm, I won't say scared me so much. One place I had difficulty making that connection. I had to sit down and do some talking. to actually bring that spirit to me. They were afraid of me. Okay. So they came on rather strong. They came on strong because they were afraid of me. So, fight that sort of situation. So they came in to attack. But once we had calmed down, they had calmed down. We just had a conversation. And that was what it was about.
Okay.
Not
So,
really, not
yeah.
frightening.
Wow.
And you really have to hang on to your own nerves. Oh, I mean, no coffee that day. No,
Really?
I know, because I would send people to Charlene and I'd be like, I'm out. I'm not doing this. I ain't going there, because
Yeah.
I've seen some things I don't like. So
I think that I'm lucky enough to have spirits on my side, guides that filter a lot of that stuff out. That don't necessarily let me see the blood and gore of how the individual died.
yeah.
Yeah. And I think I'm blessed in that way. So I'm not dealing with anything that's particularly scary. I've never had anybody show up as like the Grim Reaper.
I was just going to ask, because I have had encounters with beings that are not from this earth.
Oh yeah.
So have you had any encounters like that aren't human, or that
Only in passing. Only in passing. Saying, I'm sorry guys. I don't but this is not what I do. So get in your ship and go.
Really?
Seriously, and there was no ship. The individual I remember just kind of dissolved upward, and that was it. I said, this is not what I'm here for. And bless you and be on your way.
Wow.
And that was it.
Well, that's good, because
Yay!
I do know there are a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of other,
Oh yeah. And
as
they're
you know.
curious. They're
Yeah.
curious. They can't figure out how we work. They don't know how we manage to survive this long because of
I
what
don't
we
either.
do to each other. No,
I
what
don't
we
know how
do
we
to each
haven't destroyed the world. So
other. That frightens me.
Maybe we have an alternate universe.
probably.
Last night on television, I watched a documentary about Mount Etna in Sicily sliding into the ocean.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and when and if it really that side of that volcano goes, the tsunami will be the worst thing that ever hit the world. Worse than the one that hit, what was it, Indonesia, half a dozen years ago. It would be just catastrophic. So they keep an eye, they watch how much is sliding every day.
Well,
Yeah, millimeters, but it's sliding. Because what it's sitting on, the earth that it's sitting on is not real stable. It's kind of squishy. So it's just kind of like sliding downhill. Yeah. Destroy the earth. We are.
well, I think that we'll be taken off planet before that happens with my
Please.
You hope so.
Please.
extraterrestrial friends. So I'm
Yeah.
sure they'll take us off planet before we.
There are other places to live in this world, in this galaxy, in this
Right.
universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are other places to be. And people who have passed on to spirit are living there now. They are.
Okay, so that was Charlene Bussey
Yeah.
having a few problems with her lighting, going back and forth, and
Yeah.
my microphone I was having some issues with that too. So not the greatest video, but the discussion was good.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of stories.
Yeah. And, kind of when you talked about the bringing something back from that Zach Baggin, that was not human.
Really.
Yeah. I've had like I said on the video, I've had a couple of encounters with entities that are not human. And that's why I just would prefer to give them to Charlene, and she likes that stuff. I don't have time for it anyway. So it's a great,
Yeah.
great balance. So.
Yeah. No,
But yeah,
good.
very interesting. She's been doing this a long time,
Yeah.
and she helps a lot of people, so that's great.
Yeah, maybe when we get her on again, we could talk about the actual process that she uses whenever she comes into goes into a home, what specifically does she do to
Yeah.
bring the spirits forward? So that we'll see more of Charlene in the future, I think.
Yeah.
Let's get back to our board here.
Okay.
Maria Scorpio. Maria, you
Hi,
changed your
Maria.
username.
Yeah.
uh, we were wondering where you were at last week too. So glad to see you back. Kathy Macy.
Hi, Kathy.
Hello to you. Maria, okay. Wondering, will me and Philip ever be a couple again? I think I know the answer, but Sherry, why don't you?
Yeah. Again, Maria, every time you ask that, what spirit is showing me is a monopoly, the monopoly board. And every time you ask that, it's almost like it just takes you right back to right back to the starting line. And as far as healing, it wasn't a healthy relationship anyway. And you can stay on that hamster wheel for however long you want. But we don't see you going forward until you deal with or try to come to grips with that this relationship wasn't healthy anyway. So, I mean, we don't see where you will be a couple again. It comes in at a low probability. So,
Also wondering, will there be anything new happening this year for her or to her?
okay, let's see what we've got here. They are showing me that a little further down the road that you are going to start to have a change of heart, that you are going to start to see things from a different lens, which will help you with the healing process of the breakup. So that's one thing that comes through. Um, when we get into your energetic field, we can see where you might want to know if there's going to be another relationship. We don't see that happening until you can kind of cut the cords, so to speak, with Philip. But if you do that, then that will bring another individual in a lot quicker than what it would if you stay on that hamster wheel. So if you want to be in another relationship, work on realizing that that relationship wasn't healthy anyway. So,
Yeah.
and there's a lid for every pot. You can find somebody that will treat you a lot better. So I hope that was helpful, Maria.
Yeah. Hope so. Chris.
Hi,
Oh,
Chris.
welcome. Kathy Macy. Can
Hi,
you please
Kathy.
tell me what you see for me today?
For today, okay, let's see. First thing that came up is they're showing me listening to music and raising the vibration and doing little silly fun things like that. It's amazing how one day you can wake up and you might feel really sad and depressed for maybe no reason at all. Today they're saying it just keeps getting better. They kind of show me like starting a snowman and you roll a little ball. They're saying that you can start getting that momentum behind you. Start doing little silly things, maybe listening to music, maybe dancing, whistling. Bobby and I were talking earlier. I always whistle,
Uh-huh.
always a lot, and I whistle when I cook, and it's creepy, weird.
No whistling on this live stream.
I know, but I just love that. And silly things like that will raise your vibration. So what we see today for you is that focus on little tiny fun things and even in your mind what makes you happy, and then we see where it just is going to keep getting better by the end of the evening.
Good. Debbie Cancel, hello.
Hi,
Hello to you.
Debbie.
Welcome back. Lower frequency vibrations in those casinos when you were and Charlene were talking. Definitely the case.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been every time if I go to a casino, I always see spirit standing next to me. Not that they always stay there, but they'll come and go. I can feel when they come up on me.
Really?
Always. Yep.
Hmm.
So I don't want to take anybody home.
Yeah, really. Yeah, well, speaking of Zach Baggins' place, I think. Um, well, no, this is a different place. Brother-in-law took a job working at Lorraine Warren's house museum with that Annabelle doll. Many stories, new owner, etc. The house artifacts they travel. Definitely not her cup of tea.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
I
care
thought
much
they
for
had
those.
I thought they had that doll at in Las Vegas at the Zach Baggins. It might have been a different doll, but
Really?
I know that the people that kind of ran that place, every one of them at different points in time, because they'd take us through the museum, they would all say that it's points in time that doll would come home with them, not physically, just the spirit of that doll, and I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
and that Zach Baggin has a lot of physical issues now, or
Oh,
he
does
did.
he?
Well, this was a while back when he was not doing well with his like had a lot of illness and stuff. And I'm telling you, being around all of that stuff every day, you
Yeah.
know, you
Well,
can put your boundaries up, because I put my boundaries up when we went in there, and I still got that entity, that hitchhiker.
hmm.
So that doesn't always work.
Yeah, I know. Which actually surprised me when Charlene said she'd never gotten an attachment. I mean,
Yeah.
she must have quite the little bubble she works in.
Yeah.
So, okay, Charlotte, good advice. Please hit the
Oh,
like and
thank you,
subscribe,
Charlotte.
everyone, to help the channel. It
Yeah.
actually does help the algorithm. The more likes, the more comments you make, the more people we can get subscribed. They push this out to even more people to view, and so it's always a good thing when we get more
Yeah.
people in here.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Charlotte.
Uh, Debbie Castle, any messages for me from my spirit team today?
Okay. Instantly, they show me your ear. I don't know if you've been hearing a buzzing noise. A lot of people will hear like a high pitched noise. This feels more like a low hum or buzzing. And of course, what your spirit team is saying is that these are some kind of downloads for you. Um, they're asking you to be outside, especially by trees, as much as you can. I can go walking around my block, but it's a lot of cement and there's not a lot of trees. They're asking you, and I know it's cold, but you could bundle up. Maybe go walking through a trail, or where you're around a lot of trees, because they're saying you have a wonderful connection with the nature kingdom. And go in silence. Of course, don't wear, earbuds and listen to
Yeah.
music. Just listen to the nothingness. And they said, present a question before you go out. You don't have to be around a bunch of trees. Even if you could touch a tree or sit by one, ask a question and see if you don't get some downloads where you get answers.
Hmm. Yeah, actually, in our neck of the woods, it's it was 52 today. So I mean,
It was
you could
really
very
nice
well
out.
walk outside.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially when the sun came out. It
I
was real
know.
cloudy this morning, but
Hmm.
Marcella, hi to you.
Hi, Marcella.
Marcella would like a reading, please.
Okay, let's see what we've got. They're showing me a caterpillar, and of course, that means that you're starting to transition. You're getting more spiritual, and we do like that. One thing that they're talking about is pay very close attention to the words that come out of your mouth. And sometimes that rule where we might have to pause a little bit before we speak, because they're saying not from now till the rest of your life, but here in the next several weeks, people are really going to listen to every word that you say, even if you don't think they're listening. And what kind of comes up, you may or may not have children, but so many times people will say things or do things, and they'll think kids aren't paying attention, and they pick up on a lot of things. That's kind of what we're seeing with her. It may not be children, it could be, but it feels like a lot of people are really focusing on holding on to every word that comes out of your mouth. So they're saying uh, make them worth hearing. It's kind of weird, but that's kind of how they said it to
Hmm.
me. So,
Oh, that's interesting.
uh huh,
Okay, Marcel, I hope that helped.
yeah.
Um, from Charlotte, he has the other doll. It's a man doll.
Oh,
Can't think of the name. Peggy.
Peggy. It is Peggy. Yep,
Peggy
you're
the
right.
doll. Okay.
Yeah, and creepy looking. Like they tell you to go in like you're not supposed to look in her eyes. Ugh.
Really? Ugh.
Yeah.
Why do you
Even
even want to go in there then? You know?
yeah. And even on the videos, like when you watch the stuff on YouTube, they'll have disclaimers. I did see one. Now I don't know how true it is, but they say don't look at the eyes of that. And I'm like, of course, everybody's going to be staring at the
Yeah,
eyes.
when you tell them not to do something, I mean, they just can't help
I
but do
know.
it. So,
So
all right, well,
yeah,
maybe you just put band-aids over her eyes. People won't
yeah.
look. So, okay, back to Charlotte. Sherry, I something love and energy. Please, have been feeling so many changes. Exciting. Also, any messages?
Okay,
Just
so
for our reading.
let's go about the energy first. The first thing that spirit is telling me is it it feels like you've really been working on uh, keeping negativity out, and surrounding your bubble, like we were talking about with Charlene. You've really been working on that, and spirit is saying maybe work maybe a little bit more on filling your bubble, not so much trying to keep things out, but just raising yours higher. It feels like yours is pretty high. We did see a beautiful rainbow around you. Whenever I see that, that is healing coming in from the other side. That can come from angels, it can come from your loved ones. Thank you. They're even saying that you're getting prayers from your loved ones on the other side. Um,
That's
so
nice.
I do love that message. That's a wonderful message.
Yeah.
Let's see what else she says. So many changes. Any other message? Feels like that you've been held back for quite some time, just with a series of undesirable events. Um, and it's almost like a little kid is holding on you, kind of holding your back. Not really a little kid, but that's the symbolism they're using. We do see that grip loosens and that your life is going to start to get a little easier, because it just feels like you've been knocked down. You get up, you've been knocked down, and they're saying that this is going to be a year where you draw the long straw to where you're going to feel like, wow, something has lifted. I have finally broken through this. It almost feels like you're inside of some kind of a glass ball and you can't get out of it, like almost like you're stuck, but they just show me it shattering and then you feel a sense of freedom. So this is what we see coming up for you within the next several months. It's going to be a slight transition. It's not going to happen overnight. It's just going to build upon build a little bit, as time goes on, but you're going to feel honestly like a new person by the end of this year.
Hmm.
So hope
Well,
that's
good.
helpful.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Mystical G. How will I be a successful astrologer?
Okay. Can I get a first name?
First name, Mystical G. If you could just type in your first name, we'll get that. We'll go to Gary. Please, any spirit from guide, health issues. Thank you.
Okay. First thing that came up, they showed me a mole. Um, and they use my memory. And I know on my youngest son, he has a mole on his back, and I'm always like, go to the doctor, get that checked out. And then it's like almost like I'm putting fear around that. So that's what they're saying with his health issues, that we do see where there is some, but they're just saying don't play into the fear. Try not to Google it. I have a bad habit of doing that. And then, that makes it even worse in your mind. And keep in mind, we are creators. So they're saying that the health issues, be sure to stay on top of it. It feels like some things come and go in the body, but some things do need to be addressed. So we hope that you do, and of course, I'm no doctor, but we hope that you do have a physician or someone that you can go to and get things checked out, because then it will free your mind and you won't be worrying about it. Sometimes if you don't know something, that worrying can really wreak havoc with the physical body. So that's what is coming up with you, with the health issues. And they're just saying, and I don't know if you do a lot of walking, or walk just to be walking for the exercise, but that would be very good, beneficial for you if you're able to do that. So,
Yeah, walking is. Yeah, I had heard that if you walk 10 minutes or so after, right after you eat, it really reduces your
blood
blood
sugar.
sugar level pretty
I knew you.
dramatically too.
Yeah, our cousin put that,
Yeah, right.
and he said it really does work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah,
And 10
walking.
minutes, it's 10 minutes is really not that long.
No, it really isn't.
Unless you've got some really issues with the legs or you're in pain. But
Yeah,
if not, start slow and yeah, build up.
right.
So,
I've got a little walking treadmill down here. In the wintertime, I use that for the afternoon. In the morning, I go to the gym, but I go to the afternoon. I use the little treadmill down here. All right, Mystical G. The name is, it might be a missing C. Michaela,
okay. Okay. All right.
Michaela.
Let's see what we get going on here. One thing that comes up, and they're talking about will I be a good astrologist? One thing that comes up is you don't have to, be a cookie cutter. You don't have to do it the same way that a lot of these other, there's millions of astrologers on the internet. They're saying that you can kind of dance to your own drum, that you can still kind of do the certain things, but they said they're showing me that you'll be able to throw, they call it twist into it. So you'll be able to put a little bit of a twist to it of your own and use your own psychic abilities on top of I want to call it the mathematics of astrology, because there is a system to that. But they're saying that you can take that and put your intuition in with it and practice on yourself a lot. And then, of course, do others. And they said, build it, they will come. So if you really want to be a good one, they said, build it and people will come. The energy will go out and people will come to you. So,
Oh, nice.
mm-hmm.
Back to Gary real quick. We talked about walking.
Yeah.
Had diabetes, burning feet. Had a doctor visit last week. Hopefully,
Okay.
I can get that cleared up. You can get out there walking.
Yeah. And there you go. Yeah. Talking about lowering the blood sugar. So there you go.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a coincidence.
Mm-hmm. Is it?
Although, yeah, they say there's no coincidences, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm not missing somebody.
Yeah. There seemed to be a lot that jumped on at once.
Yeah, Eileen. Eileen, I have bronchitis. I think saying, "Will I get better soon?" Ooh.
Yeah.
I was sick last week. I hate being sick.
There's a lot of stuff going around.
Yeah,
I thought I was getting something a couple of days.
I
Uh,
had a fever like 101 Sunday or Monday.
really?
Yeah, I
Was it
didn't
like upper
say.
respiratory stuff?
No, it's just the sinuses were just like killing me.
Hmm.
and I was getting chills, and my stomach was starting to get upset.
Huh.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't last long period of time, which I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
Um,
The
but
thing that
bronchitis, yeah, that's tough.
yeah, the thing that we see where it might get, you might have it and then it feels like it's getting better and then it might come back with a vengeance. Um,
Ew.
Funny thing they're talking about is try, and of course I'm no doctor, try some supplements like the zinc,
Mm.
things of that nature. And they're also, I'm really drawn to your feet. Um, and they're saying you can put things on your feet because of course it soaks in throughout your whole body. Like people might put some of that Vicks vapor rub or whatnot on there, but you could actually put essential oils on your feet. Google it to see what would help with the lungs and the breathing. And they're saying put that on the feet as well, and then wear a pair of socks and then go to bed. So they're saying things like that might help. Um,
Huh.
and I always like a lot of vitamin C. Whether it be taking the emergency vitamin stuff or eating foods, oranges, things, drinking orange juice, things of this nature that have vitamin C, that always is helpful as well.
Yeah, I had those emergency thing, orange flavored.
Uh huh.
I used those over the weekend,
Uh huh.
and I think it helped. I mean, I think it reduced the symptoms I was having.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
But
yeah,
yeah.
I do take vitamin D every day. That's very good for immune system.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, not going to
But
help
yeah.
much when you have it already, but in the
Well,
future,
it
getting
shortens it,
it
you
might.
know.
Yeah,
But again, very drawn to the feet.
really. Hmm.
And that's the message that I'm getting that's coming in really strong.
Okay.
Is put essential oils, and like I said, Google it, whatever, you'll know what it is that resonates with you. So put it on, wear socks, and then see if it doesn't help. So
Yeah. All right, Maria. How will the removal of my cyst in my mouth on the gums go? Will there be complications?
first thing that comes up is they just kind of went like this, like it's just almost smooth sailing. Kind of went like that. It whatever it is, um, the first thing that came up is they're showing me that the dentist or doctor, whoever's going to do this, it is not their first go around, and it feels like that this is they've done several of these, and as far as the most probable timeline we see is that there won't be any complications.
Oh, well, good. I hate going to the dentist.
I've gone so much. I just, when I'm in the chair, if you just got to try to think of something different. Even when I get my CAT scans and stuff like that, because when they put you in and it's right by your head, and sometimes I panic because the enclosure,
Uh-huh.
and I'm always hungry because I can't eat. So I'm always thinking, ooh, what am I going to eat when I get out of here? So I always think of put my mind in a different place, and it
Yeah,
really does help because I can almost get into a little panic attack sometimes when I first started doing those because
really.
it's right by your face.
Yeah. Ugh.
I know.
Okay, Michelle. Hi,
Huh.
everybody. Do you see a message for me?
Hi,
All right.
Michelle. Boy, they're telling me that you're like a magnet. You're going to find that people are going to start to call you out of the blue. People maybe you haven't talked to in a long time. You might even run into people, but it doesn't feel like it's just by chance. It feels like these people, and whenever you see them, they're going to say, "Hey, I've been thinking about you," or all this and that. It's almost like you're a magnet. Your energy's been going out there. These can be just friends. They can be acquaintances. They get all kinds of people. Even maybe some family members that you haven't talked to in a while. So they're saying that your energy is really going out there and it's going to start to boomerang. And some of these people are going to, at least one of these people that are going to come to you, I hear Spirit say, will have a wonderful opportunity for you. So it may be, hey, let's join this class, or let's do this yoga, or let's do this, something that you've been wanting to do. And again, like Bobby and I said, nothing happens by chance. You might be thinking of something like this, and then with one of these people that are coming in, they might say, hey, let's do this. And you'll be like, wow. So there you go. Then that gets you rolling and into a lot of, they say, a lot of good situations. So that is the message for Michelle.
Okay, good. All right, Gary, for Aileen with the bronchitis, holy basil, licorice, and garlic, mix honey and tea. I don't think you put that on your feet, though. I think you might drink that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that could be good. I can see where the garlic. I've heard garlic is really quite medicinal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And honey, yeah, bees honey,
Mm-hmm.
those are all real good. Um, Maria, they will jaw inside or drill inside her upper jaw,
Okay.
which is, I mean, if I had somebody to drill in a jaw, I'd rather be the upper jaw than the lower, because those, I mean, that's like really,
Yeah.
you can't talk, you can't really do anything. So
The minute I heard that, I just heard Spirit say it sounds worse than what it is.
yeah,
So we try not to, and it feels like it's really a small drill. So
yeah, just to drill to get into that cyst so they can suck out the
mm-hmm.
pus or whatever.
Yeah.
Marcel, a happy new year to you too. Hope everything
Hi,
was
Happy New
great
Year.
for you.
Yeah. Kind
Um,
of seems a little, there's so much busy, 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 at Christmas time. You get all that done, and then the New Year's, and then it's like, oh, especially in Indiana, because the weather does not help at all, because we
no, it
go
doesn't.
days without sun, and that I find to be brutal.
It does kind of suck.
Mm-hmm.
All right, looks like we're caught up over here. Why don't we, now that we have a little bit of time, we can take a breath. Why don't we do some ABCs, ABC
Okay.
messages, okay?
Alrighty.
Um, so now we're going to do the alphabet messages for all of you. Sherry's going to provide a spiritual message to everyone that's either listening to the show right now or through the recorded message in the future. It'll work either way. Don't ask me how, it just does. So now everyone watching the show right now needs to select a letter. That letter is either going to be A, B, or C. Now don't think about it. If you think about it, if there's a split second of thought, then that's coming from your mind. And we want it to come from spirit. So whatever the first thing that popped into your head, that will be your letter. Okay, so now that you all have your letter, and I have mine, Sherry.
I was waiting
I
I was
know.
looking at the thing, waiting for Debbie Castle to come, or
Uh,
Elliot.
yeah.
Debbie, I always
Uh,
call her Castle. That's funny.
well, I mean, we had Debbie Castle and Debbie Elliott.
Oh,
Right?
we do.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why. I wonder where that came from.
I have my letter. Okay.
Okay, all right.
So everyone else should have their letter. So Sherry, now you're on.
Okay. All right. What I do is I get into a little meditative state before the show, and then I ask my guides to give me the A, B, and C. So, and I write them down. So, if you chose A, it says, be prepared for a lot of changes, a mixture of what you might perceive to be good and bad. Um, if it's undesirable, they said, step back, re examine the situation, and see if you can pivot. And then just try to be the observer. And so that's what they're saying is, and they're just saying, buckle up. But another thing that's coming in right now is they're saying that when these do, whether it be good situations or the bad situations, they're not going to last long. They're going to come in and out, in and out. So that's if you chose A. All right, if you chose B, they're saying let go of the past. Past hurts, past situations, situations where you felt guilty or embarrassed, or you did something or said something that you wish you didn't. We all kind of have those. And it says that one way, now there's several, but one way to release is to envision it as it happened, and then envision it again, but this time recreate it. Envision it on how you wish it would have happened. How, oh, I wish I would have said that, or I wish that I wouldn't have done that. So then recreate that movie in your mind to the way that you wanted it to play out. And that's just one way that they're talking about. All right. If you picked C, they're saying make a list of fun things to do. And these things can be very simple, like I'm going to do 5 minutes of yoga, or I'm going to make cookies, or I'm going to go for a walk or do a bubble bath, and write them on a piece of paper, fold them up, put them in a box. And they're saying at least once a week, try to pull that one out, and then do it. If you can do it 2 or 3 times a week, that would be great. It depends on how big they are. And then that way you're kind of held a little bit accountable to where you would like to feel like, ooh, okay, I got to do this. I went to all the trouble to write these down. Now I'm going to do it. And then once you do it, carve out the time. Doesn't matter how busy you are, carve out some time and do it. And then you'll think, oh, I feel better. I feel better energetically, maybe even physically. If you're wanting to get more in shape, pull out, put yoga in there, or put walking around the block, things of that nature. So that's what comes up if you pick C. So again, these are for today, but even if you re-listen to these 6 months from now, it could change for you. So those are the ABC messages. So I hope you guys liked them.
Yeah, I did. Mine kind
And
of resonated.
what was
Mine
your,
was A, change, not afraid to pivot.
yeah,
Because I've recently adjusted. I have YouTube channels
yep,
outside of this, a couple. Um, I'm trying to get them off the ground. You put them out there, and they keep falling flat. At a certain point, you have to like back off, reassess,
yep,
redirect, pivot yourself, and go. And so that's what I've done. I've
yeah.
pivoted,
And you
and
just literally just did do that. So
yeah,
that's,
I know, I know. And you and I, with this channel, you and I have talked about ways to really like increase viewership, and
yeah.
how are we going to do that, and do we pivot and different things like that. So that
Mhm.
really kind of applies to you and me a
Right.
little bit,
Yeah.
Mr. J. So and I put it out to everybody here in the comments section. If you have some suggestions, or send us an email, sherryklein11@gmail.com. If you have some ideas
Yeah, it's
on
great
ways that,
down there.
yeah, you got it. Have some ideas on ways that we can improve this channel. Bring in more people like you. How do we do that? And there are other ways that you want to communicate with Sherry. We talked about uh, um, memberships, maybe with Zoom calls where you're a little more personal, um, different things like that. Um, we had done a couple of training videos, but we talked about really expanding those, creating a package that we could package up and market a little bit. So let us know what you like to see, what your thoughts are,
Yeah.
and we'd love to have your thoughts and see what we can do.
Right.
Back to Maria, she's looking to lose some weight, 40 pounds, kind of
Soon.
a lot.
Yeah. When she
Soon,
said
yeah.
soon, That right there, your spirit team is saying baby steps, baby steps, um, because they don't want you to get discouraged. Because it's going to take a while for you to get the mindset and to get in the rhythm. And what they're saying with you is try not to just, okay, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and tomorrow I'm only going to eat 800 calories or whatever. They're saying eliminate one thing that you know is not your friend. Um,
Yeah.
you know, if you eat a Danish every morning, let's eliminate that and replace it with something healthy. So that's what they're saying gradually, because the beauty of that is that you will keep it off. Some people, you know, you see they drop weight very quickly and boom, they get it right back. So
Yeah.
it's in the mind too. So,
Yeah, it is. I mean, you look at it in terms of a diet, then you're looking at it in terms of I have to sacrifice something, in order to lose the weight. But if you look at it as just a change in how I eat, not a diet, it's just a change in how I eat. It really does make quite a difference.
mhm.
Back to Aileen and her bronchitis. While you were doing your ABCs, Sherry, you know Edgar Casey, the sleeping prophet.
Mhm.
He had some of his best predictions came on the health front.
Mhm.
He would provide um, advice to people with certain illnesses
Right.
that the those health ideas were much more uh, effective than some of his predictions of the future were. In
Right.
fact, I looked up some of the things he said about bronchitis. He talked about Inspirol. It's a herbal aromatherapy inhalant. He suggests inhaling that, Mother Earth's cough syrup, but mostly the aromatherapy with the Inspirol. Uh, I've done some things. I eat almonds every day because Edgar Casey tells me to do that.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. I love almonds. Um, yeah, I love Edgar Casey. He was way before his time for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's
good.
amazing.
All right, let's see what we've got down here. Let's go straight to the. Oh yeah, Gary.
You know,
Yeah, I do that too. See, the way I did it, I've dropped 70 pounds a few years ago, and I've maintained it. Um, one of the, I mean, people don't really realize it, but one of the things that keeps it off for me is intermittent um,
fasting.
fasting. I skip breakfast. I eat
Mhm.
between 12 and 6, and I don't eat any other times.
Except for on Wednesdays.
Well, yeah, except for on
Yes.
Wednesdays. I,
Yeah.
I should be eating right now.
Uh,
So, uh, but that intermittent fasting, the sugar, and just watching my carbs, reducing the carbs, and that dropped 70 pounds, and it's kept it off.
yeah.
So for me, yeah, Gary, right on there.
Mhm.
Marcella, Sherry, been having a lot of anxiety lately. Will it get better? Don't know what's causing it.
Okay. First thing that they're showing me is even it feels like the sleep is disrupted as well. Maybe waking up a lot, worrying, the mind racing. Um, one thing I'm asking spirit, and they're saying when you start to feel that anxiety, um, it feels like you always want to try to keep your hands busy so you don't have to kind of feel it. But your spirit team is saying feel it and just ask what is making me nervous, what is making me anxious. And they said, just ask. You're probably not going to get the answer right then, but they said it will come to you. And they're telling me that high probability it's going to come to you at night when you might wake up. Um, I wake up a lot throughout the night, but they're showing me that answers will come to you in the middle of the night, but you have to ask first. One thing that is coming up again, too, is that they're saying there's fear of the future. So there's something here that you're fearful of the future that is not going to turn out the way that you feel like you either want it to, or it's not going to turn out as quickly as what you want. And they're just saying when that fear, that anxiety comes up, kind of work on your breath and focus on what it is you're doing right now. You could even say, oh, look, that's my chair. That's my light. That'll kind of pull you into the now. And because what it is your mind is racing, your aura looks like it is way out in front of you. An aura is the energetic field that's around you. And we like to see it like an egg way up around you and all the way around. But yours feels like it's really far in front of you. So make the intention, do it with your mind that aura is a perfect circle all the way around you. Pull it back in, pull it back around you. And that will help too. And you're like, well, how do I do it? Well, do it with your intention. It's your aura. It has to do what you say. If you want to push it out, push it out. If you want to pull it in, pull it in. And you just do it with your childlike imagination in your mind. So they're saying those are a couple of things that could help. So
Okay. Well, I hope that does help, Marcella. Maria, when could it happen? You see me losing it?
losing
Well,
weight. Your
yeah,
spirit team is so funny. I heard them say it could start tomorrow. So get up tomorrow, make the intention. You literally could lose 1 pound in a day. That's doable. I've done that before.
1 pound a day.
Well, not several days in a row, but I can do 1 pound in a day. I'll probably gain it the next day.
Uh,
But that's what they're saying. Her team was kind of being funny. They said it could start tomorrow.
it could.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
especially if you do intermittent fasting, you can actually start it tomorrow.
yeah.
Not eat breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I know, some people they, oh God, I gotta have my pastry. I gotta have them. I gotta have my sausage burrito from McDonald's. I live for that. But give it 2 weeks.
All in what
You
you're
know,
used to, I guess.
I mean, it will take about 2 weeks to really get into a routine and feel normal.
They
You know,
say 21 days.
well, yeah,
Have you heard that? Like
I've
21
heard
days
that.
to change a habit.
Yeah, for me, it was about 2 weeks. Maybe some people it's a little longer, but
Mm-hmm.
I know the hardest thing I have ever done was to quit smoking.
Oh, I
And,
remember that.
those first few days were horrible. Um, but I just kept thinking 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks.
I
And after 2 weeks, I thought, okay, I've got it now.
Yeah, I got hypnotized to quit smoking. I smoked for 26 years. I smoked at least 2.5 packs to 3 packs every single day for 26 years.
Yeah.
And I was having a meltdown after about 3 or 4 days, And I'm like, I was cleaning my houses and I thought, when I leave here, I'm getting a pack of cigarettes and I'm smoking every one of them right in a row. And one of my houses had her husband on the phone on a speakerphone, and she said, oh, Tom, Sherry has gone 3 days without it smoking a cigarette. And he said, oh, just tell her to make it one more day. There was something in those words, I'm telling you, flipped a switch with me. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to go get cigarettes when I leave here. So a lot of that is really mind over matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Visualize your
Mm-hmm.
future as a person 40 pounds lighter.
Or
Like
even like
I visualized my future as a non-smoker.
I did
And
too, because I used to always think, what would it be like to be an adult and not smoke? Because
yeah,
I smoked since I was 16.
yeah, me too. I mean, like, can you imagine the thousands of dollars that we spent on cigarettes?
Could you imagine the thousands we would spend now if
I know.
they're like
God.
9 or $10 a pack?
I know back when I was smoking, it was like 20 bucks for a carton. Today
When
it's
I
what, like 200 or it's
Yeah, when
something
I quit,
insane.
um, I forget my cartons were only I must have smoked the cheap ones, like $11, but
Really.
yeah. That's a pack. So,
Yeah, really, it is. Uh, okay, so Maria, you can do it.
yep.
Gary, Aileen, you're getting a lot of good suggestions here. Here's
Yeah.
got some pineapple may help with coughs because it's enzyme bromelain has anti-inflammatory properties. It can soothe throats and break down mucus. Makes it easier to cough up. So, Aileen, you're getting a lot of support from us,
Yeah.
from the group. So, I hope
Yeah.
it helps. Try what you can. If it doesn't work, try
Try something else.
another one.
Yeah.
Marcella, with the anxiety, yes, she is waking up a lot, doing her crafts.
Yeah.
You know what I heard? I think it's Edgar Casey too, or somebody. Right before you lay your head down, you get a piece of paper and you write down your question or what you want.
Mhm.
Stick it under your pillow, and then when you wake up the next morning, a lot of times you have the answer.
Yeah. Well, that's kinda like, we've said too, ask your spirit team. A lot of times they can't help.
Yeah. Yeah, but
And
something it's the motion of writing it down
Mhm.
that kind of burns it into your mind.
Yeah. I'll try it. Yeah. Um, there that kinda reminds me too, is when you wanna release people, uh, people that you have an issue with or whatnot, you can write them a letter and then you take it out and burn it. So that might be
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
the same
right.
concept, yeah.
It is, yeah, because the act of actually writing, it
Mhm.
reinforces it in your mind. It's just you're not just thinking about it, but you actually wrote it down and you're looking at it, the
Well,
words on a piece of paper.
and that is why I have sticky notes everywhere because I think if I write it out, then I can take it out of my
Ye
head because it's on that piece of
Yeah,
paper.
right, right.
So,
Human mind is a crazy little thing, isn't it?
it is, it sure is.
So, Gary, cut down carbs, more fiber and protein. Yep, absolutely. There you go. Those are secrets. Maria, I feel like my boss doesn't like me. Her name starts with a G. Am I right? I don't
First
know. You keep talking about Philip with her.
Yeah, that might be it.
Sorry.
One thing that comes up is that we're seeing that, first of all, your spirit team says, um, it really doesn't matter, but we don't see where she doesn't like you. We see where you might misinterpret things that she says to you. Um, but we're not really seeing where she hates you or wishes bad things on you. We're not really picking up on a lot of that. So we would kind of, if she does say something snotty or nasty to you, then kill her with kindness. Just don't let her get to you. Just come back and give her a compliment. So,
Yeah. All right. We are caught up in the boards. We've got,
okay.
why don't we go ahead and since we've got some time, your mailbag, we got a couple of
Okay.
people.
Hmm.
One, I'm not sure about whether they wanted a reading, or a read, but I think they do. So, uh, Abigail, Abigail J.
Okay. The first thing that came up is they said that she is split between this or that. She's on the fence, not quite for sure what it is that she wants to do. And she feels like that she's under a lot of pressure that if she makes the wrong decision, then it's going to, they said, ruin her life. We don't see where either one is going to ruin your life. And we actually see where either situation is going to take you, either decision is going to take you where you need to get. One might be a little bit harder, but they're just saying don't make any rush decisions. Sit back, and they just say it'll wiggle its way out like a splinter. So one may dissolve, and it'll make it easier for her to get to the next decision without being so stressful.
All right. One more. James T.
Okay. One first thing that comes up with him is they're showing me that he is putting things in his mouth that he might be allergic to. They're asking him to write down everything that he eats and then write down beside it how he feels, because it feels like he's eating things that his body does not like and might be a little bit allergic to. But they're saying if he keeps, it's going to take some doing, but if he keeps the ledgers, so to speak, that he might be able to eliminate some of the things that are making him, some of them say even exhausted, but that make him not feel well. And it feels too like a lot of stomach issues. So that's what comes up for him.
Okay. Well, good. So we have those two. Just to remind everybody, if you can't make it to the show certain time, maybe you've got conflicts, but you would like a reading, or you have a question for Shari, feel free to email her, sherryklein11@gmail.com. We'll address your question or give you the reading on the next live stream, so that if you can't make it for a few weeks, you'll still be able to get a reading from Shari that way. And there are some people who are just too shy. So.
Yeah, well, and a lot of those too it doesn't just come from YouTube. Some come from TikTok, Instagram, Rumble, Facebook, a lot of different.
They see your shorts on TikTok, and they'll send a note to you or email or whatever. So there you go. Vitamin C for Aileen. That's good. I know a lot of times they say a certain amount, but you with vitamin C, you can really take a shitload of it because it's water soluble. And if it gets to a certain level, you can't really, on water soluble vitamins, you can't really OD on them.
Right. Because your body eliminates it.
It'll just eliminate it. So yeah. Chuchi, hey, hope all is well. I started seeing someone new. Do you see it good for me? Thank you. His name is Alex.
Okay. All right. One thing that Spirit is saying is just take it slow and take it one day at a time. We do like it. They're showing me a teeter-totter. It does seem to be pretty good. What we're seeing is right now, I don't know if it's him or you. It feels kind of like it's him, where it's hard. When you first meet somebody, when you're really nervous and you just can't really be yourself, that's kind of what we're picking up on. So they're just saying, just have fun. We do like this opportunity because it looks hopeful. Because when we look at, when they just showed me her head, we just see, when people, I don't want to say she's in love, but excitement. It's just something fun. So they're saying just have fun and pay attention to those gut feelings. But they're not going to let me cheat you of the journey, but we like what we see. And they just, again, say, just take it slow and have fun.
Okay. Good. I hope that helps. One orange, 234 times more powerful than the vitamin C pill.
Because it came from God. So
yeah, interesting. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. I think we're caught up. I think we've gotten everybody, and so I think that is our signal to end the show today.
Yeah. So.
Get to my eggs night. Today's eggs night for me.
Eggs night.
Yeah. For everybody that knows, when I was losing those 70 pounds on Wednesday evenings, I would do eggs night for my dinner. It's 4 eggs, a couple of sausage patties, so like very, very low carbs. And
Bobby is very rigid, and
I have a
he,
routine
he
that, by
sticks to it.
God, that's
I
why like it was so hard for me to quit smoking, because I had a routine. This time of day I gotta smoke. Driving to work, that's my smoke time. And,
I used to
I had
drive
my
a.
routine.
I used to smoke a straw for a
There
long
you
time in the car, blow it
go.
out the
So
window. You know. But
so
yeah,
okay.
I'll be talking to Bobby, during the day, and if it's 10 o'clock, we got to go because it's gym time because he
It's
goes
my
to the
gym time. I
gym.
gotta go at 10. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So,
Oh,
all right, everybody. Thanks a lot for tuning in for today's show, and thanks to Charlene for her interview, and to all of you that allowed us to share your reading with Sherry to everybody. As
yeah. Thanks.
always, if you have a topic you'd like to discuss or a question for Sherry to answer, put that down in the comments section, and we'll try to make that happen. Maybe even next week. And if you'd like to book your own private reading with Sherry, go to psychicshari.com and click on the Schedule Now button. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Good for the algorithm. As well as click on the bell icon too. A lot of people forget that. That will notify you when we drop new videos. So you'll be notified immediately once we put a new video out there. And I think that will do it for this week. We will see you next week at the same
Okay.
time, same place.
Okay. Bye,
Okay,
everybody.
take
Thanks for
care.
coming on. It
See
was
ya.
fun.